This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Men flee leaving car with 1,200 pounds of ganja in Bull Bay. The Narcotics Division of the Jamaica Constabulary Force has begun investigation into the seizure of marijuana, which was confiscated Thursday morning along the Norman Manley Highway. Reports are that about 11:40 a.m., the highway patrol team, which was on duty, received the information from a motorist that a gray Toyota Wish motorcar was in an accident along the Bull Bay Main Road and the men were seen running from the vehicle. The police added that upon receiving the information, the patrol unit drove to the location where the abandoned vehicle matching the informant's description was located. A search was made of the vehicle and 14 parcels of compressed vegetable matter resembling ganja, estimated weight of about 1,200 pounds, were found in the back. The vehicle along with the drugs was taken to the Bull Bay police station, the police report said. The police stated that the vehicle is registered to a woman from St. Elizabeth. No one was arrested in connection with the seizure. Curry's attorney blasts the FLA head over disclosure of gun permit status. The attorney for Occompong Maroon Chief Richard Curry is taking issue with remarks made by the head of the Firearm Licensing Authority about the status of her client's gun permits. At a press conference this week, FLA Chief Executive Officer Shane Darling stated that Curry was in breach of the Firearms Act. According to him, Curry was issued with 2 gun permits which have now expired. He also indicated that Curry failed to renew his permits and that the matter was referred to the police. Attorney-at-law Valerie Nita Robertson has described the disclosure of Curry's information in the public domain as irresponsible and grossly unprofessional and has exposed her client to danger. Any issue regarding a firearm holder ought not to be in the public place for the obvious reasons. Mr. Darling spoke about his safety but has totally disregarded the safety of Chief Curry, she charged. We wish to state that our client is a respectable citizen of Jamaica and the leader of a distinct society within Jamaica known as the Maroons. We further wish to state that at no time did the Firearm Licensing Authority contact or speak to our client regarding the matter or any other matter, neither was there any notification to him for him to surrender his firearm as required in law. It is false for anyone to state that his firearm was turned in, as that was not so, she continued. Nita Robertson argued that no Jamaican whose failure to renew a firearm license on time has been advertised to the general public, contending that the publication of such information runs contrary to the FLA's policy regarding privacy and security. We are also of the view that our client is being unfairly treated, as the usual practice of the FLA is to warn the licensed holder if he is out of time in respect of renewal and to facilitate that renewal. In recent times, there has been a waiver granted by the Firearm Licensing Authority in respect of failure to renew at the designated time because of curfew and the COVID-19 restrictions. Consequently, penalties which were usually paid for late renewal were declared waived by the FLA. The attorney expressed that she hopes that her client is not being targeted, as every effort will be made to ensure that his constitutional rights are respected and protected. 2 shot, 1 fatally in Manchester. A man is dead while another has been rushed to hospital following a shooting incident in an area known as Texas in Greenville on the outskirts of Mandeville on Thursday. Preliminary reports are that about 6 p.m., gunmen opened gunfire on people in a bar in the community. Sources say the dead man is believed to have been the target of the attack. Police investigators were called to the scene. No injuries following discharge of firearm on UWI campus. The University of the West Indies Mona campus has stated that no one was physically injured after a licensed firearm was discharged on the campus on Tuesday, February 15. The release stated that the incident took place about 6:55 p.m. and the Mona police and the campus police were quickly alerted and the situation diffused. An investigation was launched into the incident. We intend to share an update with the public as soon as we receive a report from the police. As we continue to work together to keep our campus community safe, we urge all members and the visitors to continue to monitor their environment and to report any suspicious activities to any member of the campus security team, the UWI said. Indicom warns against the lethal force with the mentally ill. The Independent Commission of Investigations, Indicom, has cautioned the Jamaica Constabulary Force against using lethal force against the persons with mental health challenges. Indicom noted that since the start of the year, there have been 4 incidents, 3 of which have resulted in fatalities. The Oversight Agency for the Security Forces is insisting that there needs to be de-escalation of force against the armed and unarmed persons. Speaking at a press conference yesterday morning, Indicom Commissioner Hugh Faulkner argued that there are tested methods that can be utilized in these situations. All steps must be taken to utilize non-lethal methods to subdue or disarm, where appropriate, to perceived threats to the security forces, he said. Last year, 16 incidents were recorded, 8 of which resulted in death. The recommendation from Indicom comes on the heels of a fatal shooting of a mentally ill man on February 8 in Westmoreland and the double shooting, one of a mentally ill man in Augustown on February 13. Wisconsin victim blew lid on Lotus Scam involving Jamaican police woman. Court documents in the U.S. have revealed that a woman from northeast Wisconsin blew the lid on the international scam which led to the arrest of a Jamaican police woman in Florida earlier this month. The scam targeted the elderly across the United States and is linked to what federal investigators are now labeling the Allen Lottery Scheme organization. It's named after 42-year-old Shelly-Ann Allen, the police woman who prosecutors say was helping to lead a conspiracy to take more than US $1.5 million from victims across the United States. Ms. Allen, who is charged with wire fraud, mail fraud, and drug trafficking, has been suspended from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, which she served for 18 years. She was reportedly under surveillance since 2020 and made frequent trips to the United States. U.S. television network Action 2 News has uncovered court documents which showed that the Wisconsin woman was instrumental in cracking the case. That woman is not named in the federal records and is only referred to as a victim 1. She is called a victim because investigators believed she lost about US $150,000, including her home, as she was convinced she had hit it big and won the publisher's clearinghouse sweepstakes. However, that sweepstakes never existed. Instead, prosecutors say the victim's money was being funneled to a scheme in Jamaica led by Allen. Prosecutors say Allen spent much of the victim's money on shopping trips. Allen, who is still being held in Florida, is scheduled to appear in federal court next week on drug importation and possession charges. It was reported that when authorities arrested her upon entry to Florida, they discovered that she had concealed packages of cocaine. Court records show the cop was taken to the hospital where she expelled 90 pellets of cocaine worth more than US $37,000. Jamaican man in Florida found guilty of obstructing his deportation. A federal jury in Florida has found an unidentified Jamaican man who was charged as a John Doe guilty of 3 counts of obstructing his deportation. The Jamaican, who used the various aliases, faces a maximum penalty of 4 years in prison for each count. His sentencing hearing has been scheduled for May 16. According to the testimony and evidence presented at trial, the Jamaican was first encountered by immigration authorities in January 1985 in Miami when he attempted to enter the U.S. from Jamaica by claiming to be an American citizen named Freddie Davis. When authorities determined that he was not a U.S. citizen, he was allowed to voluntarily return to Jamaica. A news release from the Department of Justice says John Doe attempted to enter the U.S. again the following month in West Palm Beach, claiming to be a citizen of the Bahamas and using a fraudulent Bahamian passport in the name of Joseph Gordon. This ruse was discovered and he was deported to Jamaica. Sometime later, the Jamaican successfully entered the United States illegally and was encountered by immigration authorities in Dallas in September 1988 after serving a prison sentence. At that time, he said his name was Joseph Gordon and at first claimed he was a U.S. citizen born in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, but later said he was a citizen of the Bahamas. An immigration judge subsequently ordered him to be deported to Jamaica, but he was not repatriated. In June 2018, after completing a prison sentence in Florida, John Doe was taken into custody by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement in Miami, this time using the name Ricardo Jones, the name under which he was convicted. Because Doe's true identity could not conclusively be determined, the Jamaican authorities told ICE they needed more information to verify that he was a Jamaican citizen. Over the next several months, ICE and the Jamaican authorities attempted to determine John Doe's true identity but were unsuccessful. On January 18, 2019, he was scheduled for an interview with the Jamaican consulate but refused to speak. When an ICE officer asked him his name, he responded, "Only God knows my name." Later that month, the man was transferred to ICE custody. On 3 occasions, ICE attempted to obtain his cooperation in identifying him, but he refused. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.